Today, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio will unveil what is called a progressive contract with America. You might remember a number of years ago, the Republicans, they announced this big contract with America led by then Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Well, de Blasio's plan is a 13-point plan and it includes universal pre-kindergarten, paid family leave, $15 minimum wage, higher taxes on the wealthy, union-friendly labor laws, opposition to union and fair trade deals, comprehensive immigration reform. So what the hell is missing? Do you see anything in this plan that deals with police brutality? Do you see anything in this plan that deals with schools not jailed? Do you see anything in this progressive contract with America that deals with mass incarceration? No. So exactly what is the problem? And why is it that white progressives somehow can't focus on those issues, yet somehow want to present, as Rashad Robinson of colorchange.org, present these nice sort of race-neutral policies that they want black folks to get behind? Let's talk about it with Dr. Avis Jones-DeWeaver of Insight Unlimited, Jay Walker, Prince George's County, Maryland delegate, and also Kenra Rankin-Nassau, author and journalist. Avis, I want to start with you. This is I had Rashad on the Tom Jones Morning Show yesterday. Van Jones and Ben Jealous and others, they have been pressing de Blasio saying, look, how can you present this plan that's supposed to be progressive, that's supposed to be sort of this defining document, if you will, where he wants to sort of drive this progressive movement from a guy who got into office because of his opposition to stop and frisk, yet no mention of mass incarceration, no mention of schools. It is as if, you know what, that's okay.
The sad reality is this is progressive. I mean, that is progressive in America today. Progressive is very whitewashed. When have they ever, frankly, focused on issues that specifically address the conditions of the black community? Few and far between. So the sad reality is I'm not surprised about the points that he's included in his contract with America or on America or whatever you want to call it. The reality is, as has become the norm, as relates to progressive leaders, they conveniently forget about black folks until they're begging us for our votes.
And look, Jay, if you're African American, you're watching this show. If you're a mother, if you're a single woman, if you're a father, doesn't matter. Yes, you're going to say universal pre-care, family leave, minimum wage, high taxes on wealthy. But when you begin to break it down, immigration reform targeting Hispanic community. When you begin to talk about opposition to unfair trade deals, targeting labor right there as well. When you begin to talk about this whole issue of paid family leave, that's really targeting women there. And you have had folks saying, how in the world can you leave out what is the defining issue right now, where you literally have Republicans and Democrats who are uniting, saying we must do something about mass incarceration, and it is not in a so-called progressive contract with America?
Well, I think it tells you what the priorities are. You know, you listen to something with a catchy title, sounds great. I mean, we love No Child Left Behind. And as a political leader, our key was, where's the funding for No Child Left Behind? You talk about contract with America, well, you're defining what America is, but you're leaving out so many other things that need to be addressed. I think one of the things we're seeing right now are there a lot of social issues. We've got social divide within the African American community. There's starting to become a social divide between the Hispanic community with regards to immigration policy. I think this was very softly put, but give credit where credit is due. I do believe universal pre-K is something that will tremendously help the African American community if we're looking for something to give him credit for. But I'm always looking for, I want to get away from the catchy title. Let's get down to the bare bones of it all.
I'm not interested in giving him credit. I'm not. Not when he ran for mayor, the leading candidate was a white female lesbian. The second candidate was a black male. He was really sort of like the third candidate. It was his position on stop and frisk. It was the use of his son, Dante, in commercials. It was having a black wife, all of that. And so here it was his really position dealing with the police, dealing with the issue of criminal justice that vaulted him over those two and interest groups who said, you know what, we're gonna bypass a lesbian, bypass an African American, and we're gonna vote for this white guy to be mayor of New York. And again, he is positioning himself as sort of this spokesman of this progressive movement. You've got Senator Elizabeth Warren as well. You got, of course, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who's running for president. But to not address what is a fundamental issue that deals with income inequality, that deals with jobs, that deals with education, that is mass incarceration. This, to me, I'm sorry, you can have the rest of this. Leaving that out negates all of this.
Yeah, you know, I think it's as we've said, there's nothing surprising about this. We are in fashion when we are politically convenient. And I think that when he was running, as you said, that's what played in New York. And I'm thinking that his thinking is probably that doesn't play across the country. It doesn't play in Peoria. Folks don't necessarily care about the plight of black folks unless it works for them. And so for him to, you know, as you said, he has issues that target the immigrant community and that target women. But we don't matter in that context.
But this is the problem.
He thinks is going to put him over.
Well, this is the problem here. When you look at the issue of mass incarceration, you're seeing lots of white folks in the South who are being impacted when it comes to meth, by drug policy as well. Samuel Jarecki's documentary, The House I Live In, deals with that as well. And again, and here's what's interesting. So in this case, so there were African Americans who were involved, and so what folks have told me is his deal was like, well, you guys should have brought it up. No, I don't need to have some black folks have to bring some stuff up for y'all to pay attention to why this is an issue. And how about this, Mayor de Blasio? Look outside your damn window.
Right.
When you see thousands upon thousands of folks going to the streets protesting all across America, I'm just saying, have you been paying attention for the last 9 months?
Wow.
I think, you know, it comes down to, is he a one-trick pony? It sounds like, you know, one-trick pony is the only one issue. He tried to be broad. And, you know, let's be honest, you can always bring education around everything. You talk about minimum wage. If you're talking about paying people more money, then obviously that helps those minorities that are in your jurisdiction. So I think in this case, it's broad. Is he missing some things right now? I think it's a matter of, is he missing the current hot topic right now, which I can tell got you fired up. And I understand. But
the reason it's got me fired up, Jay, is because, again, you have Republicans who have all of a sudden woken up and said, wait a minute, we are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars throwing folks in prison. You know what? This really is not working. And when you look at the number of people, we have more people in American prisons than anywhere else, and this is a so-called progressive agenda?
Yeah, Ron Paul is more progressive than Bill de Blasio, apparently. But what's very interesting here to me is that it's not just the fact that he's trying to make something that's going to play broadly to America, because he has comprehensive immigration reform in there. That's not necessarily broadly embraced by America. And when you look at the voting turnout, let's be very real here. When you look at the voting turnout of the black community versus the Hispanic community, come on, we're like easily triple their voting turnout. So if you're going to look at individuals that support you on a regular basis and then ignore them blatantly like this, it makes me wonder, do you really want our vote? Do you really deserve our vote?